Hello, I'm Matthew Murray here. In this video, I'll be reviewing episode 8 of the Dopesick series, currently on Hulu. This episode begins in 2019, and we see people in a museum that the Sacklers are giving money to, and they're yelling shame, and your drug has killed 400,000 people in the 23 years of its release. That's a terrible thing to say the least, and it shows how bad greed is. We go back to 2006, and the two attorneys that have been going after Purdue are still working the case and trying to see if they can get enough evidence to bust Purdue Pharma and make them pay for the pain they have caused. We go back to the area where Dr. Samuel Phoenix was a doctor. Remember where the referee saw the girl in the car in the first episode, and she told him to go F yourself. We see her in this episode, and her name is Elizabeth Ann. Dr. Samuel Phoenix encounters her in a cafe and tells her, "You need to see this doctor and take this medicine so you can get better." He drives her up there, and she meets the doctor we saw in the last episode. If you remember in the last review, he told Dr. Samuel Phoenix it will take 2 years for the frontal lobe of the brain to heal. Yes, that guy. She responds well to the medication, as we can see, and he keeps taking Elizabeth Ann and her father to get help to recover from OxyContin. He later takes a group of people up on a school bus to the clinic to get help they need to recover from OxyContin. We see the three men that get indicted by the two attorneys and their boss to go after Purdue with the people and with Betsy's mom later in the episode. They claim that the drug could not be reformulated and it could be impossible to do so. The doctor that was treating Dr. Samuel Phoenix, played by Michael Keane, said it could be done since it was done back in 1983 for another drug. As the people said at the time of this meeting, all you care about is profit and do not care about anything else, even if people die from your drug. Their drug is poison. It was no different if you used heroin. There would be severe consequences. As we saw in the last episode, Billy, played by Will Portery, stole the training tapes from his manager's office. He gets brought back with his manager with two attorneys present saying, "You must sign this." He wants to talk to his lawyer, but they said, "You must sign this NDA and take this money or you'll be sued by us." They refused to let him have his lawyer present, which I think is unfortunate because they were forcing his hand. As we learn later, he refused to take the money and sign the NDA because he felt he could no longer be feeding more lies about this drug being not as bad as they claimed it would be. The black box warning was not as much as a warning as it should have been. Billy later talks to the two attorneys going out to Purdue, and they told him, "You have a chance to make amends for what you have done." Billy's wife is pregnant, and she tells him she's going to be a consumer protection attorney. They told Billy, "Why don't you protect people from like yourself?" The two attorneys with their boss get the tapes from Billy, and they use it as incriminating evidence against the three men they decide to indict. As we see later, they only plead to misdemeanors, and Purdue later must pay $600 million in settlement to the western part of Virginia for the pain they have caused. Bridget Meyer comes by the two attorneys' office and lets them know that this is going to start, and that she believes down the road we will make Purdue pay. They all agree that it would be great that Purdue pays for the pain they caused, and drink to that. She told them she would not be able to sleep if something was not done. She thanked them for their effort, and they told her they were going after another big pharma like Purdue that was claiming their drug was not as addictive as it should be labeled. For most of the episode, we stay in the period from 2002 to 2007. But once we get to the end, we jump back to 2019 where it started at the museum saying shame on the Sacklers and Purdue Pharma. We later go to 2020 and see the correctional hearings during COVID-19 where it had to be done virtually, and you have Kathy Sackler claiming she had no idea OxyContin as it was. You had state attorney generals, no matter where they were in the country, going after Purdue and the Sacklers. There was a settlement, but whether it was here in Paris, France, their name was being removed from buildings like museums or college campuses, you name it. The episode ends with Dr. Samuel Phoenix having his medical license restored and being able to practice medicine again in 2021. Yes, this series ends in the year we are still in. He helps those like himself that are struggling with addiction, and that is what he's doing at this present time. I give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was well done and kept you entertained, engaged, and like I said in the first review of the series, this is a thinking series. You expect to turn off your brain, but do not watch the show. If you want to learn something, then watch the show. I promise you'll be glad you did. Like I said in my last review, that greed is the worst of all the 7 deadly sins, because like they said in the beginning of this episode, the Sacklers lied for profits, and greed does kill, and is not good, unlike gourd or geckos set in Wall Street. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell to be notified of any future videos that come on the channel. Please let me know what books, movies, and TV shows you would like me to review next in the comment section below. Please share this video with your friends and families so my channel can grow. Thank you and have a wonderful day.